Hello and welcome. My name is Tim McCracken from Crypto Academy World. Today, we're going to examine 8 very good reasons why you should consider using Bitcoin in your business. Now, I came from a very centralized traditional background, pretty much of finance and property, as you can see over the years. It wasn't until 2016, 2 years after speaking at a Sydney Property Expo, where a gentleman before me was profounding the benefits of Bitcoin as an investment at $600. 2.5 years later, it was $6,500. What that meant to me was those properties that we had showcased at $400,000 would now be worth $4 million. That just doesn't happen. So then I began my journey of exploration into the world of cryptocurrency to where we are today, from crypto skeptic to crypto master. Okay, so let's look at some reality. Here is a slide showing the debasement of currency since 2000. What that means, it shows you how much our dollar in Australia has depreciated since 2000. See it there at an alarming rate of 85%. What that means is $1 million in 2000 is only now worth $150,000. Now, this debasement happens over time due to the printing of fiat currency. On the other hand, look at Bitcoin. Even since its first inception, it's been very quiet. Then it's grown slowly, and as you can see, it's starting to stair step and grow up. In the last 6 years, there has been significant gains. Overall average, since the introduction of Bitcoin, has been giving returns of over 100% per annum. Now, that has attracted a lot of attention, especially that of Larry Fink. It takes a big man to say that he was wrong. 5 years ago, he did not believe it was legitimate. Now, he's got the fourth largest wallet with BlackRock in the world, providing ETFs to people investing in Bitcoin, but superannuation, their business, or their own personal use. Reason number 1, point of difference. Now, as we know, everyone loves innovation, forward thinking. It's got a very positive energy around it. It's a great way to stand out to your customers. Think back about that time many years ago when we saw the Visa and the MasterCard stickers appearing on retail window. Now it's Bitcoin. Remember when ATMs first started coming out? Now there's Bitcoin ATMs everywhere around Australia. Reason number 2, being competitive advantage. There's nothing like being a front runner, getting ahead of the pack. What that means for you is this could actually give you a competitive advantage over some of your competitors by being an early adopter, because you are going to attract new customers that you've never had before, because they will see that you are a front runner. You're accepting Bitcoin. Reason number 3, no chargebacks. Retailers, I feel your pain. Again, going through the centralized banking system, if someone disputes a transaction, it could be locked up for 20 working days or more while you argue with the bank, go through your paperwork, just to prove that terrible pesky customer was in fact wrong. Look at the time and the stress you have to go through. Now, the beauty with Bitcoin is that payments are irreversible. They are immutable. Once it's done and been transferred, they don't come back. Reason number 4, hedge against devaluation. Again, looking at the currency debasement over time. Some people look to invest in property over time. There's nothing wrong. Property has always been a hedge against inflation and devaluation, as too with gold. But now there are other options. Again, can you pick up your property, stick it in your bag and jump on a plane and fly to another state or another country? No. Could you do that with gold? Not really. But with ETFs and Bitcoin and wallets, you can pick up your assets and go anywhere in the world that day. It's because it's decentralized, and what that means is it can't be manipulated by governments, i.e. they just can't keep printing any more money. Now look at Bitcoin's curve, the complete opposite. Again, Larry Fink, a well-known frontrunner. As they say in this industry, what Larry wants, Larry gets. He was the leading force in 2004 that introduced the gold ETF and saw the parabolic run of gold from just over $400 to where it is today. Reason number 5, customer privacy. Depending on your industry and what you're in, some customers really do require privacy. Now, when a transfer is done via a crypto or a Bitcoin, it is encoded, and it's a whole series of sequences of numbers. What that means, only the person who receives it will know who it is. And quite often when you do your transfers, you just send the last 4 numbers and get the acknowledgement that it's been received. In some industries, this is really, really important. Reason number 6, no banks required. Imagine that. Better still, you can actually become your own bank. What it means is that you don't have to rely on banks anymore. You can do peer-to-peer customers. There's no third party in between. You're also diversing and managing your risk because banks can change their policies without a word of a hat, can just turn around and make something change overnight that could have an effect on you. Look at Zip Money. What happened? It got into financial trouble in the share market in Australia and New Zealand and America as well. All of a sudden, they just turned around and they said, our problem's your problem. And people like myself that had a facility, they reduced by 50% overnight and said you have to pay it back before you can use it again. Banks will do whatever they want because bankers are always doing banky things. That's the polite version. Now, in Australia, if you want to, you can go to companies like Field, who will actually lend you up to 70% of the value of your Bitcoin. What that means for you, there's no application process like traditional banks, no financial statements. Even if you were struggling in your business, banks would never give you money just when you really need it. And here's the beauty. You can put your Bitcoin up as security and get up to 70%. Now, the interest rates are very comparable, and it's a really good viable option today. Reason number 7. Again, Larry Fink, BlackRock, they go into emerging growth markets. Do you think they would have gone through all that effort and cost in the last few years to get the Bitcoin ETF approved unless they thought there was going to be huge upside? Look what they did in gold in 2004, from $400 to the value now. They can see the same potential. Hence why you hear the cry, Bitcoin, digital gold. Bitcoin is not just an asset or a store of value anymore, even just a currency. The value does appreciate over time. Now, what this means, this will be appealing and attracting to new customers for you. Most importantly, and last here, is that Bitcoin is not centralized. It is decentralized. See here to the left, a centralized system. There is one third party who controls all. They can change or manipulate or impose their will upon you at any time for any conditions. Look here with the decentralized to the right, as you can see, peer to peer to peer. You can now transact with third parties or your customers without any bank interference or a need for a third party. Well, that's it for today. I hope you've seen some value in what we have. Now, if you'd like to discuss this more, feel free. Let's do a deep dive. Send me a text on WhatsApp or even a message on LinkedIn direct to my address there, and we'll make a time and have a quick discovery call to see if this could be further benefit to you. Well, thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed today, and I shall be seeing you very soon.